Hi, Jack Canfield here, your host for Talking About Success. My next segment, I have one of the world's foremost experts on the power of success and the author of The Samson Effect, Rocky Detwiler, and his wife Cheryl. And they are mindset mentors who work with couples and they help them transform company cultures as well as increasing sales and retention. Those are good things to do.
Yes.
Welcome to my show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Thank you for
Thanks.
accepting the invitation.
Okay.
Now, how did you become one of the world's foremost experts on the power of words and mindset?
I was actually, I was a guy who lost everything. So I was a fat, alone, depressed, suicidal guy that was homeless and living in a treehouse.
You were living in a treehouse.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived in a treehouse. I had lost everything, and that's where I ended up. Ended up living in a treehouse, and so I was this guy who wanted to, rebuild my life. And so I found that the power of words was the place I needed to turn to. So I started focusing on the power of words. My thoughts became my words, became my actions, and through that, I ended up transforming my body. So I went from a fat guy to a two-time bodybuilding champion. And then I was also very alone, as I said. And I wanted a mate, I wanted a best friend, I wanted a partner, I wanted someone I could do life with. And so I wrote down details of what I was looking for. I started praying about her and speaking about her and believing she would show up, and she did. And then I, of course, was living in a treehouse, and after we got married, we don't live in a treehouse anymore, Jack. So we've been blessed. There's been several hundred million people around the world that have heard the story. And so I talk about the power of words. They raise you up and they tear you down. They bless and they curse. So they bring life and they bring death. And I've applied those principles to my life. And now we teach and train others how to do the same thing. So I kind of walked that path first.
Very good.
Thank you.
So you've written a book called The Samson Effect. I love the title.
Thank you.
But I'm curious about the title.
Yes.
So what is the Samson Effect?
Well, after he transformed himself, people saw the physical transformation. Obviously, you go from looking unfit, overweight, to a bodybuilding champion. They wanted to know how he did it. And he kept trying to tell people, I didn't just change my body, I changed my finances, I changed my relationships, everything changed. And so after all these questions kept coming in and flooding, he decided to put together the formula. So it's really a 5-step process that he used to take his life back. And all starts in your thoughts. And basically it's a way to align your mindset and your words with your dreams or your goals.
And that is the subtitle of the book, Transforming Lives with the Power of Words.
Of words, yes.
Yeah. So how can why did you call it the Samson Effect? Let's start with that.
Yeah, Samson to me was the most powerful man that ever walked the face of the earth. The supernatural strength that is difficult to even imagine. And he is one of the greatest stories of redemption in the history of man. One of the greatest stories of history of man. And so I that's what I wanted. I wanted to redeem my life. I wanted that second shot. I wanted to, correct my mistakes in life. And I don't think there's a person out there with red blood flowing through their veins that doesn't want that. And so Samson was that epitome for me. He was that one who kind of had it and then lost it. And then he actually finished his life doing what he was on earth to do. He fulfilled the purpose he was here for. And so Samson is a great message to all of us to go once more and to finish strong.
Okay. So I'm a viewer out there. I'm going to represent the viewer out there. And they're going, okay, Samson Effect, I hear that. So how is that going to help my life if I do what you're teaching?
Good. So how that's going to help someone is if they were down like me, or they were depressed, or they had added some weight, or they had broken relationships, or they had any frustrations or challenges, or any of those things, bitterness and anger and unforgiveness in their life. The Samson Effect can clearly help them in several areas because it all begins in your thoughts, what you're thinking about. Then your thoughts become your words and what you're saying about yourself, your situation, your circumstance, and then the actions follow almost always. So it's how you treat someone, how you're treating yourself, what you're saying about yourself when you look in the mirror. And so if there's people out there that are struggling and dealing with things like I had dealt with, brokenness and alone and poverty, and I corrected that by what I was thinking about. and then what I was saying about my situation, and then the actions started to take place, and I replaced those with habits, and now it's a lifestyle. And so that's how I believe it can help other people, and it has.
And the only thing I would add to that is it doesn't always have to be so extreme. He came from a pretty extreme situation,
Right.
but most people we help, they're in debt. They just, they want a larger home, but they're in debt. Or they got to get their spending under control. Or it could be their health and fitness. They're overweight. They want to lose some weight. So it's just sometimes not as drastic as your changes were, but still very meaningful to their lives.
We have a landscape friend who bought the book, read the first chapter, and said, I want all my friends in my accountability group to have your book because this has already helped me. We have an insurance agent friend who read the book. She's a successful lady, and she read it in one entire night. Texas says, oh my gosh, this has really helped me. I want my husband to read this right now. She ended up coming home, ordering 20 books for us, gave them all out to her B&I group, and then she's bought 20 more and has given them to her dad, who's a pastor at church, to give out to the people that he believes it can help. So, I mean, this is now continued on with just close friends of ours that have read the book and then bought a bunch more to give them away. So it's kind of exciting to know that you wrote something that you believe can help people, and those aren't drastic, situations like mine was.
That's true.
Now, power of words. People watching this can't help but notice you're wearing shirts with lots of words on them.
Yes.
So let's talk about that for a moment. What's this about, and how does it help people?
Well, the message I'm actually wearing here is happy, healthy, hopeful. That we have actually 5 core values in our company, and these are 3 of our 5 words that we have. And in the beginning, I realized that words kind of saved my life: strength and overcome and persevere. Those were words that overcame. And so I decided what I wanted to do is something different that I'd never seen before in the garment industry or the apparel industry, where I took words that saved my life and I wanted to put those on apparel. I wanted to wear those words. And when Dr. Emoto, did his research on water, and how that could affect water, right? Negative and positive words.
Well, let's slow that down a little bit.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
Masaru Emoto,
Yeah.
businessman, scientist
Yes.
in Japan,
Yes.
started doing experiments.
Yes.
He would put words on water.
Yes.
And then he would freeze those waters.
Yes.
Sometimes the words were like love, joy, compassion. Other words
Correct.
were things like
Satan,
evil,
Yep.
things like that. And then what would happen?
Then what would happen is the water, actually what happened is the molecular structure of the water changed. So the bottles with negative words had deformed fragments that were almost evil looking and dark and distorted. The ones with positive words, they look like snow crystals. Yeah, and beautiful. And it's interesting, we personally did this same test with rice, Jack.
Did you?
Yes. And we cooked the rice, and I put grateful and blessed and overcome, same kind of words that we wear. And then on the other bottle of rice, we put evil, stupid, idiot, loser, negative words. Within 20 days, this rice over here started changing color and being deformed as well and getting moldy and nasty looking. So here we are 4 years later.
And the other bottle of rice?
Still looks like rice, even today, 4 years later.
Still white.
Yes, still white.
No dark spots in it at all.
No dark spots, no moldy.
Okay, so we know words. Just
Yes.
the word, the printed
Yes.
word,
Yes.
is affecting the molecular structure of water.
Yes.
And if I can remember correctly, our bodies are something like 80% water.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, and our brains are even a higher percentage of
Yes.
water. So literally, these words that you're wearing right now are affecting your body. And your consciousness.
Yes, you get that, yes.
Right, okay. And so then basically you're saying if you wear these kinds of words, they actually impact you in a positive way.
Yes, I'm the recipient of
Exactly.
these words, I believe.
You
Very good.
embody them.
Yes, yes.
Well, I would have to say, only knowing you briefly, that you are exhibiting the energy and the quality of those words.
Thank you.
People can look at your eyes and your smiles and your
Thank you.
face and see that this stuff really works.
Thank you. And we like the colors too, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look like you could be in a bicycle race. But they're colorful. They're good.
Yes.
They're vibrant. They're joyful.
Thank you.
So now you've written this book, but you also have workshops. You do speaking. Talk a little about what happens in those. You have mastermind groups too, I understand.
Yes, yes, we have both. You want to start?
Sure. The workshops have been very fun. We've worked with multiple different groups, individuals, as well as mostly more company style, because we really seem to have a niche working with helping increase the sales and retention, and have had the pleasure of working with a company for 6 months and have seen amazing results.
Yes, astronomical.
Yeah, over a 65% increase in their basically sales and then retention as well. So a $5 million addition to their bottom line has been very nice. And then we treat them the same, whether it's individuals or if they're all from a corporation or a company, we see the same results eventually. Productivity and happiness and the culture goes up.
Yes.
But we do half-day, full-day workshops. He does keynotes and speaking and breakouts, and then most recently began doing the mastermind groups, kind of after modeled some of your masterminds that you do. Get great minds in a room and let them help each other.
Yes, and the retreats, we're so excited about these retreats where we can bring entrepreneurs, couples together, like us, right? Couples that want to hang out and do business and do life together, and then individuals. So it's a collective group of amazing individuals, winners, that really want to do something and help change the world with their passion, their mission in life. And we get together and we brainstorm and we have a full retreat that's just fun and exciting. And we think we're fun and exciting to hang out with, and we want to hang out with other couples like that, right? So we want them to, and so we do it in cool places, and it's a lot of fun. Our mastermind is very exciting. Where like we're here for a mastermind group, and we love that, where you can get together with other people that have amazing ideas and they might be missing that one small little thing, and just by meeting someone in the room, they make that connection, or they help you just think differently about that process of rename of a book. And it's just extraordinary. Mastermind groups are just brilliant. And to say something about the company we're just working with, we actually took their core values. They wanted perseverance, happiness, and success. And so we put that on the shirt with their colors, and then we took their logo and put it on the arm, and then on the back it says, "We believe in you." And that's a college. That's a private college. And we're like, that's their message. And so we had obviously a big part in that, and we believe that companies should have those mission statements. Wear those words. Be proud to wear those words.
Now, the college, was
Yes.
that different than the one you were talking about, or is that the same class?
It's the same one
company.
we've had the fortune of working with.
Okay, so you've helped them increase their retention by how much?
Retention has increased. They were used to, in this industry, if they get a 75% end of year retention aggregate, they're happy. Like that's
Right.
that's
That's
great. They're at 84% right now.
That's huge.
And-
So I do a lot of
yeah.
work with colleges and universities.
Yes.
That's huge. And then they increased their revenues by $5 million.
Yes.
They had 200 students enrolled when we met them, and in 3 months they added 130. So
Holy mackerel.
$5 million increase in 3 months. And we're proud of that. I mean, we had
Everyone
a
else
hand
says,
in
where
that.
do I get those t-shirts? Come through with my company. I love it. I love it. I love it.
We just help change the way they're thinking. There's so many incredible things have happened through the process. It's been very exciting. And we just get people, I believe, to believe in themselves, and then we give them the tools to encourage and to motivate and inspire them. And it's important, right? You can help someone inspire them, but you have to give them the tools to help them go to the next level.
So if people want to find out more about your work, your workshops, your book, your Samsung wear, clothing line, etc., where do they go? How do they find out more about you guys?
They can find us through
Online, we have 2 websites actually.
Okay.
It's samson.life. So instead of .com, it's samson.life, L-I-F-E. And then we also have rockydetwiler.com. And then we're on all the major social media outlets. So
Wonderful.
find us anywhere.
You guys are, you're exciting.
Thank
This
you.
is fun.
Thank you. Well, it's been
you.
a treat to be here, and we have always admired you and respected you. And
Yes.
so it's an honor to be in your home and to have you be part of what we're doing and how we're moving forward in this world.
I'm really thrilled with you. I'm going to start putting words on things that I wear. I never would have thought I would have done that. But
Thank you.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
joining me.
Great to be here.
Thank you.
Okay, you know where to go. You got the websites. You see how alive and energetic they are. You can be the same way and have a great. And what you're doing in terms of results in corporations and the schools you're working with, that's phenomenal work. Very measurable, and that's what's really so cool. All right, so I encourage you to go there and get involved with their work. It's based on really important scientific research, and now we also have the results in the world. So fabulous. All right, stick around. We have a little commercial break so we can pay for all this. We'll be right back after this message.